This morning, rain is falling across Michigan, and we're tracking it on the ABC 57 Live Doppler. But will storms impact tonight's South Bend Cubs home opener? Well, the team is preparing just in case the weather does decide to strike out. We'll take you through the plan in place should severe weather sweep through during game time. And the season starts at 7:05 tonight with a Major League legend throwing out the first pitch. We'll tell you who.
Good morning, Michiana. I'm Drew Gardner live at Four Winds Field, kicking off our opening day coverage for the South Bend Cubs. We have an exciting hour of television ahead of you. Actually, an exciting few hours as we continue on into the CW this morning. We have a jam-packed day, and we're going to take you all through the field for what you can expect for this home opener. But of course, we're also expecting that rain. So for that, we're going to send it back into the studio right now with Marissa Kinniston and also meteorologist Greg Bobas. Hey, guys.
Hi, Drew. Thank you so much, and good morning, Michigan. I'm Marissa Kenniston, filling in for Emily Evans.
And I'm Greg Bobas. We had a kind of an interesting night overnight, Marissa. We had well, we're going to get back to our coverage in a moment, but we got to talk about what happened, where we're going with the weather. It's a big story today for the game that's tonight, and actually, overnight was kind of round one. We had some rain move in, we had some showers, we had some storms. We had a lot of lightning and thunder. May have woken you up there for about an hour and a half, starting around midnight and tracking out of here by about 2 a.m. Even a little bit of hail. So that's where we were. Here's where we are. Take a look at Live Doppler. It's clear for the time being. That will change in the next hour or two. You see the left side of your screen, a couple of scattered showers and some storms tracking in our direction. Nothing overhead just yet. But if you're leaving in, say, the next, again, hour and a half, 2 hours, that story will change a little bit. Now, here's the local scan of what we saw overnight. We did see quick moving showers and storms across the area, and they did give us a little bit of lightning in some spots across the South Bend area and up into Berrien County were the places that saw some small hail with this. And now if we do see any more severe weather either this morning or especially tonight when the better chance comes about, the biggest threats are going to be hail like we saw overnight, a little bit of hail, wind, and again lightning and a lot of thunder. So we'll take it to the rest of this morning, which does include some rain, this afternoon with some spotty pop-up showers and storms, and of course we'll look ahead to your game time forecast, first pitch straight through the end of the game. We'll see you back here for that in about 10 minutes, but for now we're going to send it back up to Drew Gardner live at Four Winds Field.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Greg. And we are literally right down on the field right now. And of course, the cover has been rolled out since yesterday in anticipation of that rain that Greg was just talking about. So the field itself is covered and protected. And also, this field is designed to be able to handle the rain. And this is just in pristine shape right now. So hoping that we don't get a lot more rain. But if we do, and as Greg forecasted, we are going to be seeing that. There are plans in place, especially if it turns into more than just rain and it does turn severe. There are plans here at Four Winds Field that have been prepared for quite some time. So we wanted to know exactly what that plan entails. So our weather specialist, Shay Sorensen, went in search of those answers. She joins us live now here from Four Winds Field with those answers. Good morning, Shay.
Good morning, Drew. Well, of course, we're watching that system carefully, and so are officials here at Four Winds Field as we head throughout the rest of the day. But there are plenty of safety protocols and plans if there's thunder, lightning, or severe weather potential. So there's, again, protocols for all of that and more. But if it does start to thunder and lightning, officials will pause the game for at least a half an hour after the last strike of lightning. Fans can stay at the field under the concourses. If it gets more severe than that, the plan is to move fans closer to the bathrooms to make sure everyone is safe. Now, if it's just raining during the game, fans can take shelter under the Performance Center and the covered concourses. Even a lot of rain shouldn't have a major effect on the field.
We've been covering the field nonstop. When we leave here at night, you know, the field's been covered. So the field itself has not taken on any water, at least the infield-wise.
And if you do plan on coming down to the opening game tonight, definitely bring that umbrella, of course, but also download the First Warning Neighborhood Weather app to stay ahead of that storm. Drew, back to you.
All right, good advice, Shay. No doubt the tarp going to be remaining on the field throughout much of this day. Now, coming up later in the day, we're going to be expecting a lot of fans down here at Four Winds Field, and really an influx of fans, because with this new Cubs affiliation, it's tapping into a market of Cubs fans that already existed, those who have an alliance to the Chicago Cubs. So it's sparked a lot of super fans already. And in fact, our Rosie Woods caught up with one of them, and she joins us now live here with her story. Rosie, good morning.
Hey, Drew, good morning. That's right. So, I mean, across Michiana, there's been fans that have been pretty vocal about how excited they are for opening day. And I talked to one super fan who, she's only 9 years old, but she told me she's been waiting her whole life for a Cubs affiliation. We first met Callie back in September, a Silverhawks and Chicago Cubs super fan who was devastated to think Swoop, the Silverhawks mascot, may no longer be at Four Winds Field. But now, she's got a reason to be twice as excited.
So we have Swoop in a South Bend Cubs t-shirt, and then we have Stu the Bear.
I met up with her at the team store where she told me she couldn't be happier to see her two favorite teams coming together.
It's just like Christmas in April, all the Cubs signs that we see, it's just so awesome.
And the most exciting part for this super fan, getting a first glimpse at the newest addition to the team.
I get to see Swoop and Stu the Bear. And I've seen a picture of Swoop, but I have not seen Stu yet.
But if she had to pick between the two,
I'll always love Swoop.
Now, I know most of you probably know that this name was voted on from Facebook, but a fun fact is that Stu's official name, which is Stu D. Baker, it's actually in honor of South Bend history because we're such a large automobile manufacturer from the 1850s until the 1960s. Drew, back to you.
All right, Rosie, thanks so much for that report. And look at the stands behind me right now. They are empty, but they are going to be filled later today and likely going to be filled for much of this season. As you know, with affiliation changes, they can go one of two ways: have no effect on attendance or have a big effect. So for more on how this affiliation change has been affecting attendance, we're going to send it over to Brandon Pope, who's somewhere in one of these stands here at Four Winds Field. Brandon, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Drew. That's right. I'm right up here in the stands, and really, when you think about it, you know, Chicago is less than a couple hours away, so you actually have a lot of South Bend people here who are big fans of the Chicago Cubs. Now they have the South Bend Cubs here as well, and if you look back through South Bend baseball history, it actually shows that proximity has a lot to do with filling the stands here in this stadium. Actually, you may remember back in 1989, South Bend's local minor league team was affiliated with the Chicago Cubs rival White Sox, and the White Sox partnership lasted until 1996, and during those 7 years, more than 200,000 fans turned out for the games. The 96 season actually surpassed that with more than, get this, 214,000 fans buying tickets that year. But 1997 brought a big change. The Arizona Diamondbacks laid their claim to South Bend baseball, and fans didn't show up when it came time for the first pitch. Attendance numbers dropped below 200,000 that season and have not been consistently higher than that ever since. Now, attendance did climb to more than 261,000 for the 2014 season. Could momentum carry into the South Bend Cubs era? Well, team president Joe Hart says it has. He believes having the historic Chi-Town Club's presence in Michiana should bolster fan attendance here.
Our season ticket sales numbers are up 73% over last year. And then our merchandise sales. I mean, our South Bend Cubs merchandise is selling all over. I mean, you know, we're up 850% over last year.
Now, Drew, as you mentioned earlier, these green seats you see here behind me, they're pretty empty right now, but trust me, they will be full. Joe Hart tells me they're actually sold out in terms of these fixed seating, but you can get some other green seating over on the grass, still available, about $6 to get on there and still catch some good baseball action. However, they're going fast, so make sure you take advantage of that right away. He told me last time we talked, less than 1,000 are available. So back to you, Drew.
All right, Brandon, a lot of great advice there. And of course, if you can't get any tickets, you can tune into our special during our 90 minutes of news that will also lead into that first pitch. And speaking of the first pitch. There are going to be a lot of eyes on this one as it kicks off this inaugural season of the South Bend Cubs. It's a big name for especially people here in the baseball world. Theo Epstein going to be throwing that out. And for more on his daunting task of that first pitch, we go live now to Emily Kinzer here at Four Winds Field. Emily, good morning.
Good morning, Drew. Now, the first pitch is an exciting moment for baseball fans, and like you said tonight, Theo Epstein will be throwing out the first pitch, and he's a big name in baseball, and here's why.
It's our first day as a Chicago Cubs affiliate.
And it's the first pitch that fans are waiting for.
It's always one of the ceremonial things. I mean, that's one of the things that kicks off. And
Theo Epstein will be throwing out the first pitch of the night. Having him here means showing support between the partnership of the South Bend and Chicago Cubs.
to have Theo here, he's a baseball guy, so I know the fans are excited about it too. I mean, this is a guy that's the president of baseball operations for the Chicago Cubs, and to have him here is pretty special.
Epstein is a big name in baseball. He was the youngest GM in Major League Baseball history when the Boston Red Sox hired him in 2002. Since then, he's led the team to many championships. So having him in Michiana for opening day is exciting for the team and the fans.
Opening day is going to be a great event for us.
Even though Theo's had plenty of practice when it comes to throwing strikes, president of the South Bend Cubs has his own advice for the first pitch.
Don't bounce it.
And he's seen some pretty interesting first pitches throughout the years.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen is I actually saw somebody throw the first pitch and they actually tripped and literally rolled down the mound.
And the South Bend Cubs president tells me that Theo's the biggest name that they've had here throughout the pitch in many years. Now, coming up tonight in our 90 minutes of news, we'll have Theo on air. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Emily. We hope Theo doesn't trip or bounce the ball. I have a feeling he's going to do a great job, though, here at Four Winds Field. And we have much more coming up from Four Winds Field throughout the rest of the morning and then later on the CW25. So stick with us. There's a lot of great stuff ahead. We'll be right back.
6:42, and here's the setup of where we've gone and where we're headed, and it's kind of round two knocking on our doorstep. We had some showers and storms overnight. Good bet they might have woken you up. We had a lot of lightning, thunder, some small-sized hail in some spots. This well off to the northeast now. Now it's the trailing line of showers and thunderstorms tracking toward Michiana. Give them the next hour or two, and they'll be overhead. So we're not dry for much longer until we really get back into the thick of things here. The weekend stays dry, and then we get active again next week with the days in the 60s and low 70s. So we're just hours away from game time now, just over 12 hours away. So to get you your forecast for game night, we'll toss it back out to where the game is being played at Four Winds Field with weather specialist Shay Sorensen. Good morning, Shay.
Good morning, Greg. Well, focusing on the here and now, if you're heading out the door, it's very windy, and we're going to continue to see this all day long, so just keep that in mind. Also, Greg's been mentioning this is going to be one of the warmest days we've seen so far, in the 70s, so a beautiful day up ahead, except for the fact we have the clouds and we potentially have some severe weather later on. So obviously there is safety protocols if you are coming to the game, but if you do plan on coming, please bring that umbrella because you're going to need it. We're expecting some spotty showers here and there, but also the warmest part of the day when we are in the 70s will be right around the time fans are heading to the game as well. So at least it'll be on the warm side of things, but do not forget your umbrella later because, again, it will be a little bit rainy and a little windy as well. I'm live at Four Winds Field. Shay Sorensen, ABC 57 News.
This morning, ABC 57 News is live from Four Winds Field as the South Bend Cubs prepare for tonight's home opener. We continue our team coverage next with our Drew Gardner's live report.
Breakdown of your temperatures, and we'll also talk about the rain chances one more time real quick. Mid-50s mid-morning. Look at the warm-up, though. We're in the upper 60s, closing in on 70 by noon, 71 by 3 p.m., a high of 74 this evening. If we didn't have the rain, the temperatures would be fantastic. Scattered showers and storms this morning, isolated pop-up showers and storms throughout the afternoon, then another good chance for rain taking us into this evening. It'll be a good time to make sure you have the First Warning Weather app throughout the day because we will be tracking showers and storms, and you can track along with us in real time to make sure you're not getting stuck under some of those pop-up showers and storms. Marissa?
This morning, our team coverage on the South Bend Cubs opening day continues. We are live at Four Winds Field all morning long, including morning anchor Drew Gardner. Drew, good morning. Once again, it looks like you're live in the Cubs team store.
That's right, Marissa. We are inside the Cubs den. I got my lightsaber again, and I can just only imagine the look on Greg's face when he saw me bust this out, because I know he has a thing for Star Wars, so I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get one of these as he comes down to root on the South Bend Cubs. But we got really something for everything. I mean, we got sweatshirts here for, of course, the guys, so we got pick one out for Greg, but don't worry, it's not just one size fits all. There's something for everyone in here as well. There's some more fitted sweatshirts, fitted hoodies, fitted t-shirts, you name it. They have anything that you can imagine in terms of South Bend Cubs gear to wear. And also, they've got cups, tumblers, shot glasses, you name it. Everything that you could possibly imagine. Baseball bats ready for you to come and pick up here down inside the Cubs den. And of course, today is a good day to come down and do it if you're coming to the home opener. But if not, they have been busy all the time. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 4, also open on Saturday as well. They've been doing online orders. They're up 850%, if you can imagine that. So that's about the merchandise from 2011, 2012, and 2013 all combined that they've been doing here. And some of those online orders, they've been going as far as places like Sweden. So really, there is a huge demand, and they have the store here full. So if you haven't come down here to get your South Bend Cubs swagger, come on down. There is plenty to go around, and you're going to need it for today for sure if you are coming down to the field. So we have much more from Four Winds Field coming up also on the CW25. But for now, Marissa, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Drew. And you're right. Greg is very jealous about your lightsaber over there. All right, this morning ABC 57 News is live from Four Winds Field as the South Bend Cubs prepare for tonight's home opener. We'll take you through tonight's opening day, including the severe weather plan in place as weather could impact the game. And we'll take you through the first pitch appearance. The Major League star throwing out the ceremonial pitch tonight at 7:05.